after months of teasers and guessing games, it's finally here. The most anticipated game of 2014 and 15 finally hit Steam's electronic shelves on the 2nd of March, and boy, does it live up to the hype. Rather than focusing directly on gameplay, we are instead focusing on the Easter eggs that this game has to offer. In no particular order, we shall begin. Be sure to like this video if you haven't already, and if you're new, why not subscribe? This is just the beginning. Now, on with the video.
Number 5. The Cupcake Remains. When putting down your monitor to return to your office, we can sometimes see the cupcake on the table next to the plushies. This cupcake seems a bit goofy looking, and it doesn't actually do anything but sit and stare at you like in Five Nights at Freddy's 1. It can stay in your office for quite some time, but eventually disappears.
Number 4. The Freddy Poster. Whilst this mechanic may not alter the way we perceive the storyline, it most certainly reminds us of Freddy's company along this dark and cruel experience. In between the window and the door in your office stands proud a poster featuring Freddy with the rest of the gang, nearby or in other images. Simply clicking on Freddy's nose triggers the oh so distinctive honk, the honk we have all grown so used to. Simple, yet satisfying.
Number 3. Marionettes Minigame. When looking to the right whilst viewing camera 3, we will notice a picture of the marionette peeking out of his famous music box. If we click on this image like with the Balloon Boy picture, we will be taken to yet another minigame, this time in the shoes of the puppet. We do not have any jump ability within this game, only left and right walking. We can see some type of party occurring within the establishment, a very lifeless and eerie party. If we were to walk to the right, eventually we will see the familiar sighting of a dead child with distinct lines down the face. We can speculate that this boy is the marionette, and we are playing as the soul of the child when it first began to roam the diner.
Number 2. The Balloon Boy Minigame. On cam 8 we can see Chica's eyes emitting a dingy light source from the floor. What's more interesting is the poster on the walls to the furthest left. In this picture we can see Balloon Boy with many balloons above him, seemingly floating away. When we proceed to rapidly click on this image, we are thrown into a platformer style game, and the objective is to collect all the balloons. However, there are 2 different endings to this game. In one, we can collect all of the balloons and go to the exit, and it ends. Alternatively, we can go to the top left of the first screen and jump out of a wall which seemingly has no barrier. We then proceed to float for several seconds, falling at a constant pace. Once we hit the ground, we can proceed to walk right, where we will find what we can only describe as a Balloon Boy graveyard. When passing the presumably dead balloon boys, we are introduced to a new type of balloon. Once this balloon has been collected, we are placed back to the start of the night we encountered this Easter egg. Number 1. The Shadow Bonnie Minigame.
This is the most fascinating minigame we have encountered yet, and although we are unsure whether or not it is an Easter egg, it is very interesting to say the least.
It appears to be the later nights when the plushie appears on your table to the right of the others. It is very hard to see at first, and we actually found it by mistake.
But once you click on it a few times, we are greeted to a mind-twisting minigame. The first screen we are introduced to shows 2 golden animatronics. One is likeable to Bonnie, and the other looks like Freddy. In the bottom right hand corner we can see 3 children cheering and looking happy.
We appear to be in control of the purple guy, who when moved, glitches out and moves in a very unnatural way.
When you hit the S key, we are brought back into a new level, and each time there is something different.
Such as the Balloon Boy minigame, and another of a person in green frantically running backwards and forwards with a ghoul-like figure in the top left hand corner. Eventually, we are led to the end screen before looping back through the stages.
This screen shows a darkened out version of the child we speculate to be the marionette in the bottom left hand corner. Nothing happens when you interact with him.
These stages could be the minigames that we have not yet discovered in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, and most likely possess deeper meaning when played individually.
As the weeks progress, we're almost certain more Easter eggs will be uncovered. Remember to subscribe for future parts continuing this interesting series.
Want to see even more content from us?
Consider liking and subscribing to ensure you'll see all content in the foreseeable future.
And hey, why not check out our past 2 videos?